It's Week 7 of the 2042 season. And coming up, we'll see this team's leader at quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's going to be a good one. And it's coming right up on EA Sports.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for our visiting Austin Ball Club, they come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year, but when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3 quarterback.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. Off the play fake. Rushing. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball in the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
From the gun on 3rd down, rushing. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
No surprise to see his sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up, and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the first down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 5. Up the middle they go. Levy, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. When you look at this defense, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. Rushing. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Now make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. So they bring out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. Yeah, there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Second down in the yard. Looking to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Call that a gain of 11.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you've got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October. That's really good play design right there, and it's one that comes down to the offensive line. It's a deep in route, but it's only going to work if that line gives you time in the pocket to wait for the route to develop. Mission accomplished there as they pick up the first down.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
When you look at this defense,
it's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes.
And he will take it in for the touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Now for the point after. It's up and good, and it'll give his guys a 7-0 lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
and he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive.
And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that he spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Right back to him on first down. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a second down and 9.
Looking to throw. Rushing.
He'll find his man. That's the rookie from Notre Dame.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now a handoff up the middle. Levy, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Up the middle they go. Levy, a short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
Back to throw. Rushing. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The home team's offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
They'll drop the throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. It's a gain of 34.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. 2nd and 5. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. Touchdown! From 8 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive goes 8 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Austin's offense ready to go again. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10.
Off the bootleg. Rushing. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle.
Levy. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Levy, and he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That's now consecutive 5-yard carries to pick up the 1st down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off the bootleg. Rushing. That one taken in by Burton. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And this one is right through. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They bring their punter out there now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fights off the defender. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Austin's offense ready to go again. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll keep it on the ground. Levy. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
58 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Rushing. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Wow, so wipe out the INT, roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Rushing. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Flowers. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back to throw again. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
They'll look to throw again. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Holding. Offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And they love to find different ways to get him the football. We know that. And you can see he comes into this week second in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
So that is not the way you want to begin the half when you're only up by one score. A turnover right away.
And my guess that in the locker room, that's what the defensive coordinator of the other side was saying. We've got to find a way to get the football back for our offense, and they were able to do it.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job, forcing the takeaway there to start the half, and now can the offense follow suit?
And you'd better believe that one side of the ball feeds off the work of the other, so they'll want to come out, establish some rhythm, and go down and take the lead.
67 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. So from the 37, here's second down and a yard.
They'll keep it on the ground. Levy, and he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Operating from the gun. Rushing. And this is incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
And on now is the punter, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
They'll look to throw here. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4th.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A big kick that time, 52 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far.
And he fires one incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Off play action. Rushing. Wide open receiver complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Up the middle they go.
Levy, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
Off the play fake. Rushing. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Offense.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Rushing.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
On first down, Levy. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
85 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Off the bootleg. Rushing. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 4 yards out. And his guys have taken the lead.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just hadn't been able to punch it in until that point. Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. And in the 3rd quarter here, they were trying to push that to a 3-point game, but instead it'll stay at 1.
And I'm a big proponent of not chasing points or going for 2 too early. But in this case, I understand why. You know, if you kick an extra point, you're just up 2, right? So a field goal still puts the other team ahead. So you go for 2 here and protect the field goal lead. They didn't get it done, though.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down. He'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Mullins. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
He'll look to throw.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
Boston's offense ready to go again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Ooh, the juke. And they'll get him down here at the 23. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter play. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Operating from the gun. Rushing. That is caught. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Rushing. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
2nd and a couple.
Off play action. Rushing.
That one into the hands of Flowers.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Throw caught by Flowers.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. Levy. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
And obviously they want that run yardage, so they declined the penalty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Smart on their part. They finished off the play. But if you're going to jump, if you're going to commit a penalty, it's your job to finish off the play so you don't give up big gains like that.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Rushing.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try to run this one in, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The home team's offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's been a consistent force offensively all season, currently ranked amongst the best in the NFL in terms of receiving touchdowns.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. They're going to look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Mullins. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 more there and another 1st down. Looking to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but the QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Following the fumble recovery, rushing.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And he'll get it down here to the 43.
125 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Here's third and a few inches.
Operating from the gun. Rushing. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. He'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
He'll look to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
Final minute, one timeout remaining. 1st and 10.
He finds his man, complete. That's Mullins. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. He finds his man, complete. That's Mullins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is in for the touchdown with no time remaining. And Charles, we're a 2-point conversion away from overtime.
And that won't be easy. We'll break down the touchdown later. It's 2-point conversion time. Go to your script, pick your play, and go for it.
No time on the clock. Are we going to overtime, or does it end right here? One final shot. They'll look to throw. That's caught at the 1. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. Wow, partner, let's take a moment here to catch our breath. What a finish. They did get the touchdown that they so desperately needed, but they also had to have the 2-point conversion. They couldn't get it done.
And we got to start keeping oxygen tanks up here with us, don't we, when we have games like this? But as you noted, such a dramatic ending. They got the points they needed to put themselves in position. And then the last big play, that effort, and they come up just a bit short.
And the defense in that situation, you're on your heels. You're reeling offense for the momentum, but boy, credit to them for stepping up, getting the stop.
Without a doubt, finding a way to finish off the game and a win for their team.
So for Austin, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they fall for the first time this season after 6 wins to start the campaign. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.